1 hour, 60 minutes, 3,600 seconds. That's all it takes. 1 hour a day, and everything about your life can change. Not overnight, not by magic, but by design, by effort, by conscious, deliberate transformation. The tragedy is not that people don't have time. The tragedy is that people waste it. Blindly, casually, without ever realizing that the clock doesn't tick forever. Jim Rohn once said, "Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Let your learning lead to action." And that begins with a decision, not to overhaul your whole life in one breath, but to carve out just 1 hour every single day to build a life that won't require escape. 1 hour. That's all Edison needed to study his notes while working night. 1 hour. That's all Lincoln needed to self-educate by candlelight in a log cabin. 1 hour. That's all Carnegie gave each morning to reading, refining, and strategizing. They didn't wait for time, they made it. You want to change your life? Then change 1 hour of your day. Mindset, the gateway. Before anything shifts in your life, the first battlefield is your mindset. Because nothing changes until your mind does. 1 hour a day isn't about time management. It's about identity management. It's about stepping outside the chaos, the noise, the endless digital feed that has you consuming everything and creating nothing. When you dedicate 1 hour to growth, you declare war on mediocrity. You separate yourself from the crowd who say, "I just don't have time," as they scroll endlessly through distractions. The truth is, it's not the hour that's hard to find. It's the mindset to value it. Success begins when you stop negotiating with your excuses. When you stop waiting for motivation and start showing up because it's who you are now. You are not the person who needs to find time. You are the person who creates time, 1 hour at a time, and uses it like a chisel to carve out a future worth waking up for. Belief, the engine behind every action. Let me tell you the brutal truth. Most people never start because they don't believe it will matter. They don't believe 1 hour can make a dent in the thick walls of their problems. But belief, not talent, not connections, not circumstance. Belief is the engine. Henry Ford said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." What you believe about that 1 hour is what determines its value. To the cynical, it's nothing. To the faithful, it's everything. 1 hour a day over 1 year is 365 hours. That's over 9 40-hour work weeks. 9 full work weeks. Dedicated to building a skill, a business, a body, a future. What if you treated that 1 hour like sacred ground, like the incubator of your destiny? Because that's exactly what it is. Clarity, the invisible edge. But let's be honest. Time means nothing without direction. That 1 hour has to be aimed, because without clarity, motion becomes noise. You don't need a 5-year plan carved into stone, but you do need to know what you're walking toward. A vision, a reason, a sense of why that hour matters to you. Clarity doesn't arrive fully formed. It's revealed in the doing, in the sweat, in the trial and error, in showing up again and again until your purpose steps out from behind the fog. Think of Disney, the man, not the brand. Walt had a vision for a theme park unlike anything the world had seen, but it started with sketches, with questions, with hours stolen in the silence to imagine a world that didn't exist yet. That's the power of clarity. It makes the impossible inevitable. Vision and purpose, the anchors in the storm. When you lock in your vision, when you see what others call delusion, you start to move differently. Vision gives your hour meaning. Purpose gives it gravity. You are not here to pass time. You are not here to survive your job, pay your bills, and wait for the weekend like a factory default setting. You are here to build, to become, to contribute something that bears your fingerprints and your fight. And purpose? Purpose is what pulls you forward when motivation dies, and it will die. That's why your hour must be more than routine. It must be sacred, because it's not just what you're doing, it's why. When Carnegie funded libraries across America, he wasn't just donating money. He was planting seeds of purpose. Seeds that could only grow in people who decided their mind was worth developing. 1 hour at a time. Discipline. The sacred ritual. Now here's the part that breaks most people. Discipline. Discipline is not glamorous. It doesn't trend. It doesn't give you dopamine hits. It just builds empires silently. 1 hour a day only works if it becomes law. Non-negotiable. Not if I have time, not if I feel like it, but because it is written in stone. That hour becomes your altar of self-respect. Think of Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba. He wasn't just more talented, he was more disciplined. He showed up before the world woke. He trained when others partied. 1 hour at a time, he built a name that echoes across history. Discipline is the difference between intention and execution. It's the line between someday and this day. Action. The currency of results. Ideas are worthless. Plans are fantasies. Talk is wind. What moves mountains is action. Your hour must be active, not passive. That means learning with the intent to apply. That means reading to build, not to escape. Practicing to progress, not to impress. Don't just watch videos about success. Do what successful people do. Start the blog, write the book, lift the weights, launch the business, study the subject, build the skill, make the call, record the content, send the proposal. 1 action every day, 1 seed planted, 1 wall brick laid, it adds up, and soon enough you look around and the world you're in is one you built. Gratitude and presence, the fuel that lasts. But don't forget this, your hour isn't just a ladder to the future, it's also a celebration of the present. You're not grinding through life, you're growing through it. And that hour is a gift to become someone better than you were yesterday. Gratitude is not passive, it's powerful. It sharpens your focus. It humbles your ego. It keeps your ambition from becoming poison. Be grateful for the struggle, because it's the training ground of champions. Be grateful for the hour, because it means you still have time to change. Be grateful for the resistance, because it means you're building strength. Adaptability, the secret advantage. Some days, the hour will be beautiful, flowing, alive. Other days, it will be a grind, boring, brutal, ugly. Do it anyway. Success isn't about perfection, it's about adaptability. Life will throw chaos, family emergencies, sickness, stress, rejection. You don't win by being rigid, you win by being relentless. If you can't get 1 hour, take 30 minutes. If not 30, take 15. But take something. Adapt, adjust, and advance. Because here's the secret. Consistency beats intensity. Every time. Resilience. The fire in your soul. You will be tested, not once, not twice, but constantly. People will laugh, doubt, leave. Life will push you to the edge of quitting. But this hour, this sacred hour, is where you refuse. It's where you rebuild your courage when the world breaks your heart. It's where you plant your feet in the fire and say, I'm not done. Lincoln failed in business, lost elections, and buried his children. Yet he kept rising. Why? Because his vision burned hotter than his pain. And yours can too. Resilience is forged in repetition. Every hour you show up is a hammer strike on the anvil of your destiny. Learning. The never-ending advantage. Jim Rohn said, formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. This hour isn't just about productivity. It's about learning to think. Because the greatest edge you can ever develop is the ability to learn faster than life can punch. Read the books others won't. Study the people others ignore. Ask the questions others are afraid of. The more you learn, the more the world opens up. Not because it changed, but because you did. Look around. Most people will live and die without ever choosing their life. They react. They coast. They settle. Not you. You've been given a key. And it's not a secret. It's not a hack. It's not a shortcut. It's 1 hour. 1 hour that belongs to you. To become. To build. To master. To rise. You want to write a new chapter of your story? Then pick up the pen. 1 hour at a time. Because in the end, you don't get what you wish for. You get what you work for. And everything you could become is waiting in that hour.